Hey, have you seen what Mason Miller is doing lately? That's today's question. Is this guy the best that the game has ever seen? Because if you don't know why I'm asking that question, then you haven't been paying attention, and that's okay. That's why I'm here. We're going to talk about it. Is he maybe the most unhittable? The best the game has ever seen is tough for a closer, but I'm telling you right now, recent outings suggest that this dude is the most unhittable pitcher the MLB's ever seen. So let's get into it. This is a Hold My Ball podcast. Thank you for being here. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jake Savicki, your host. If you don't know, now you know. Like, subscribe, do all the things that don't cost you any money to help support, because that's what makes me happy. Today we're talking Mason Miller. This dude is on a streak that I personally think really validates the discussion of like most unhittable pitcher that the MLB has ever seen, like ever in history. And like, that's not an exaggeration. You remember like last year we had Aroldis Chapman. He was on like an unbelievable streak, and he was like the talk of the league. He went on this streak of like hitless innings, and it was pretty unreal. So I'm pretty sure it was like the franchise record for the Red Sox. I have it written down here. I'm going to go through it and let you know exactly what he did. And then I'm going to let you know what Mason Miller is doing. And I just don't, they're two very impressive things, but I don't think one is even in the ballpark of the other. So let's look at Chapman. July 27th of last season, he gives up a homer. And then on September 7th, so end of July, August, September, he gave up a double to Shea Langeliers. Now, what happened in between those two hits on July 7th and September 10th, that's the wild part. He made 17 straight appearances. If you don't know, Aroldis Chapman is a closer. 17 straight appearances. He faced 49 batters. 49 batters. During that span, he allowed 4 base runners via the walk while recording 21 strikeouts in 14 and 2/3 inning without giving up a hit. He went 17 straight hitless appearances, not scoreless, hitless. He walked 4 base runners. Those were the only guys that got on, which is insane. 49 batters, 21 Ks in 14 and 2/3 of an inning. To not give up a hit for that long is truly, that's almost a game and a half of a no-hitter. Different for a closer. Obviously, you see everybody once. They don't get to see you twice. They don't get to learn. They don't get to do things. They just know what you got, and they're trying to get a hit off you at the end of the game when the pressure's on. Also, that is equally as important for the pitcher to know that you're only coming in when the pressure's on. Save situations. It's a tight game. You got to be wired different to be a closer, and you got to have good stuff, obviously. Now, to put in perspective what Mason Miller is doing, I give you the Aroldis Chapman from last year, which was an incredible streak. It was the talk of the league for a while. Also, the fact that he's like late 30s and people are like, how's he doing this in late 30s? If you ever seen him, it's pretty obvious. The dude is an absolute monster. But Mason Miller, listen to this, because I think what he's doing currently is making that look like a decent run instead of an amazing one. Mason Miller is in the middle. He's in the middle of this. This is happening as we speak. So if you guys are baseball people, tune into the Padres. When you see it get into the 6th, 7th, 8th inning and they might have a lead, I would suggest tuning in and watching a little bit of what's going on. Because Mason Miller's in the middle of a 25 and 2/3 inning streak, which is 11 innings longer than what Chapman just did last year. Giving up 0 runs, 25 and 2/3 innings. 5 hits, but here's the kicker. He's walked 10 guys. Chapman walked 4 in, 14 innings. Mason Miller's walked 10 and 25, so 1 walk every 2.5 innings. Could be much worse. But here's where it gets crazy to me. He has given up 5 hits, 10 walks in 25 and 2/3 innings. He has 53 strikeouts. 53 strikeouts. 25 and 2/3 of innings is 77 outs. He's recorded 53 of them via the strikeout, which is like a little bit over 2/3 of the batters he faces. Strikeouts. I think that's ridiculous. He's the closest thing we've ever seen to like unhittable. He threw a changeup at 96.1 miles an hour, and he doesn't even throw changeups. I mean, the MLB average fastball is 94 to 95. Mason Miller's out here throwing 96 mile an hour changeups because he sits at 101, 102 in his fastball. And I know changeups are usually supposed to have a pretty significant difference. A little more than 4 to 5 miles an hour would be nice. But when you're sitting on 102, maybe 103, the guy's thrown like 105 miles an hour before, you have no choice but to sit on that. Because if you're not sitting on a fastball, you're not touching it when it comes in at 100 plus. You just won't. So you have to sit on that. So when you're sitting on it and that changeup comes at you looking like a fastball, that 5 to 6 mile an hour difference and then this, good luck. You don't stand a chance. He's only thrown 3 of them, and they've all been to left-handed batters. The crazy part is, I know what you're thinking. Of course, this guy throws 102. No wonder he strikes everybody out. He doesn't throw his fastball more than he throws his slider, which is absolutely absurd. And I'll tell you why, because his slider, listen to these stats, his slider has produced a 71.4% whiff rate and a 77.4% K rate, a 43% chase rate, which means these guys are swinging at it when it's not in the zone. He doesn't even have to throw his pitches in the zone. And a 0.00 WOBA, weighted on base average. So his slider, he throws a 4-seam fastball, a slider, and then mixed the changeup in. He's thrown it 3 times this year, all the lefties. Fastball averages 101, slider averages 88, and changeup averages 95. Slider is thrown 52% of the time, fastball 43%, and changeup 5%, which he's only thrown again 3 times. All the left-handed hitters. I mean, the stats and the numbers of what he's currently doing, I think he threw twice in the Boston Red Sox series, and he K'd up the side both times. He closed 2 games, K'd the side. I just don't think there's a guy that has been this dominant in Major League Baseball. And you can't really compare closers and starters. You just can't, because one guy's coming in and he's just, here's 100% of what I got for 1 inning. I'm just here to finish this game. And then a starter, like a Scooble, who he'll go into the 7th inning and he'll be 100-something pitches in, and he'll pump 92 at you, or he'll pump 101 at you. He'll do it. But that's a whole different ball game for a pitcher. Like he's on a whole different plan. So it is hard to say, this guy versus that guy when it's a starter, reliever, or a closer. But when it comes to just unhittable stuff, when you look at Mason Miller K'ing up 53 guys out of 77 outs, that's 53 strikeouts. And let's do some quick math. What's 77 minus 53? What is that? 17 plus 7? 24. He's K'd up 53 guys, and the other 24 outs have been ball in play. So 24 guys out of 77 outs have even put the ball in play off him. I don't know what pitcher has ever had a better line than that. I mean, I could maybe look it up real quick. Most unhittable pitcher in history. You guys want to do that real fast? Let's see. Most unhittable pitcher in history. Let's see what the first thing that comes up is. All right. I don't have any internet, so never mind. No, we started. I got to do it. Let's do it on the phone real fast. Most unhittable pitcher in history. Who do you guys, who comes to mind right away? Put it in the comments. I know there's a lot. I know Mason Miller is on a hot one, and I'm not just like riding him like, oh yeah, this is the best ever. But man, most unhittable pitcher in history. Nolan Ryan is frequently cited as the most unhittable pitcher in baseball history, known as the Ryan Express. He holds the all-time record with all of these strikeouts. That's great. Nolan Ryan is not the most. He's just not. Here we go. 10 most unhittable pitchers in history. Let's take a look. Bruce Sutter, because he got a split finger fastball. 300 games, ERA of 2.8. Not doing it for me. Greg Maddux, no. Trevor Hoffman, we'll talk about him in a minute. His changeup, obviously. Daisuke Matsuzaka, good, but no. Christy Matheson, this is a black and white picture. The guy threw a screwball. 17-year career, 2,500 strikeouts, ERA just north of 2. Nah. Bob Feller, curveball. Rip Sewell, he threw an eephus. Come on now. Gaylord Perry threw a spitball. Phil Nierko threw a knuckleball, and Nolan Ryan threw a fastball. I've seen enough. Mason Miller, most unhittable pitcher that I think this league has ever seen, albeit, a short streak, but what he's done in the last 6 months, and really his whole career, but the last 6 months of seeing him pitch, unhittable. I think he's unhittable. I really do. And then he's in San Diego, and he's got this new walk-up this year, which on top of all this, right, he's got his new walkout entrance at Petco. This thing is electric. The Jumbotron, right away, everything, all the lights go out, and here comes the Reaper on the Jumbotron, which is already just like, yeah. Here we go. The lights go down. Blind by Korn starts playing. And it's like the lights are flickering. Fires on all the other LED boards around the building. And, come on. He comes jogging out. It's like this game's already over. Now you're going to call him the Reaper. Now you're going to put the Reaper up on this huge Jumbotron. If I'm on deck, I'm just like, dang. This game's over. This game's over. Oh, what's his name? Is it Chick Hearn with the Lakers? The Jello's jiggling. The butter's getting hard. The fridge is closed, or whatever he used to say. That's what it feels like. And I was at Dodger Stadium last week for Edwin Diaz and the Trumpets. That was absolutely electric. I've been at Jack Murphy for Trevor time. Electric, hell's bells. Doesn't get much better than that. I'm not necessarily saying that Mason Miller's walkout now is the greatest of all time, but with the way he's pitching and what it adds to all of it, this dude is on another one. And I'm going to say it. In my opinion, this is the most unhittable pitcher that the league has ever seen. I truly don't think there's a tougher pitcher in all of baseball than this current version of Mason Miller. I really just don't. So that's my opinion. What's yours? Let me know in the comments. Give me some names. I'm not trying to be like recency bias or whatever you guys call all this stuff. I'm not just like, whoa, look at him right now. I genuinely thought about this. I looked at him. I looked at his numbers. The guy throws 102 to 104. His changeup that he doesn't throw, I know, but it tops out at the league, above the league average fastball. His slider is 88, which he throws over 50% of the time. He throws his slider over 50% of the time, and he has a 103-mile-an-hour fastball in his pocket. This isn't just, here comes the 102, try to hit it. This is good luck. Good luck on this. Good luck on this. Good luck on a changeup. Come on. I don't think people understand. What he's doing right now is honestly not fair. It's not fair. This is the Hold My Ball podcast. I'm wearing a Dodger hat. This was an entire podcast about praising a Padre pitcher, so I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear about any biased stuff out here. I'm all for baseball, baby. I give you the news. I don't care who it is. I don't care who I'm talking about. I just love baseball, and I hope you guys are here for that reason too. I am a Dodger fan, though, and I do think they're going to win the World Series, and I'd love to see a three-peat. Do I think they're ruining baseball? No, I think they're good for baseball. This is important. This is very important. Also, I want to thank a couple sponsors here. I know it's late, but right at the end, Slab Dynasty, that is where I open all my cards. That's where I open my packs. That's where I rip packs. Slab Dynasty. I don't always have time to go get a box. I don't have the money to go spend on crazy things. I love using Slab Dynasty because I can pick my $25 rip, 50, 100, 200, whatever it might be. And then I can choose my chase, which is like, do I want the odds of getting something amazing a little lower, but if I do get the amazing card, it is really good? Or do I want to go in the middle of the pack where it's like, give me some decent odds of getting a good card? I'm a gambler, so I always go with the give me that Give me that. Give me those bad odds because I'm trying to pull something sweet. And also Caesars Sportsbook. There's a lot of language I got to say, so I'm just going to insert something right now. Enjoy this, and we'll be right back to see you guys out of here. What's up, guys? We're taking a quick break in the action. I want to give a quick shout out to our partners over at Caesars Sportsbook. Caesars currently has an exciting new customer offer. Bet $1 and double your winnings on your next 10 wagers. Sign me up, baby. Use code HoldMyBall, DYW. That is, use code HoldMyBall, DYW. When you sign up to activate the offer and support me and the Hold My Ball podcast. This is why I love you guys, because you've been bought into this show from the beginning, and it's grown and it's doing such amazing things. And this is the kind of stuff that allows us to keep doing it. So thank you. I appreciate it. Hold My Ball, DYW. At the end, that stands for double your winnings. Easy way to remember it. Hit the link in the description for more info. Terms and conditions apply. Guys, as always, please bet responsibly. Have some fun with it. Take it seriously, but have a good time. And go get this double your winnings on your next 10 wagers with Hold My Ball, DYW, with our friends over at Caesars Sportsbook. Again, always bet responsibly. Thank you, guys. These sponsors are what makes this show run, but they're only here because you guys made it run first by the support, the likes, the shares, the subscribe. So please do all of the things that don't cost you any money so we can continue to let this thing rock the way it is. Thank you, guys. I love you guys. The Hold My Ball podcast. We will see you on the next episode.